What happens when one man decides to take on a collapsing French chateau and give it a second life? Well, that's the story of Dan Preston, the man behind Escape to Rural France. And Dan isn't just some YouTuber who just uploads videos on his YouTube channel. Besides being a content creator, Dan is a builder who is recognized for his appearances in the Chateau Diaries, alongside Stephanie Jarvis. There, he was given many names like Dan the Gardener and more. His down-to-earth personality and incredible skills quickly made him a fan favorite and an important character in Stephanie's projects. But, back in October 2022, Dan decided to take on a big challenge for himself. He bought the Chateau de Shamont in Serre-Bussière-Vieille, France, for only 60,000 euros. Sounds a bit weird? Well, not exactly. Built in 1886 and survived the 2 world wars, the chateau withstood it all. But while Dan purchased it, the place was falling apart. The chateau needed massive renovation, and Dan, he just decided to jump in and took the risk all by himself. And that's when Escape to Rural France really found its way to fame. Dan has been uploading every tiny bit of this massive project, like rebuilding the roof, securing the structure, getting water and power back, and everything in between. No scripted drama or fancy edits, just the real ups and downs of his hard work, trying to restore the biggest project of his life. Although his channel started back in 2008, it was this chateau journey that really blew up. Today, with over 660,000 subscribers and massive 238 million views, people tune in not just for the DIY, but for the charm of rural French life and the sense of honesty Dan brings to the camera. Now here's the big question that keeps popping up in the comments. What happened with Escape to Rural France, and how much did it really cost? Well, restoring a place like this isn't cheap. Even though Dan bought it for 60,000 euros, it's estimated that bringing the chateau back to its original form could end up costing him over €1 million. So far, Dan has already invested huge in this project. We estimate that his expenses are already around €500,000 up to now. It's a huge commitment, but he's never been one to shy away from hard work and challenges. Of course, Dan's story isn't just about the stone walls and roof tiles. His personal life has been an important part of this journey too. Dan and his ex-wife, Annalise, were together for years and share 2 kids. In the early days of the Chateau project, Annalise was right there helping him out. But around 2021, the two went their separate ways. Dan moved out, while Annalise and the children stayed in a nearby farmhouse. Even after the split, though, they've kept things steady for their kids, focusing on co-parenting and staying on good terms. In fact, back in April 2024, viewers spotted them together again, not on Escape to Rural France, but on the Chateau Diaries videos. Their reunion wasn't about some romance, but it did show something important. They've managed to keep their relationship friendly and positive, and looking after the kids even after going their own ways. Well, there has been just a lot of gossip around Dan and Escape to Rural France, but it's just the internet doing its thing, blowing up rumors. As for now, Dan is going strong and the chateau is getting back to its life every day. Stay tuned with Dan's channel to get all the updates on the chateau's upgrades. So, what do you think of Dan's journey? Let us know in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video and subscribe.